Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello. All right, so we're going to go look at some concept art. I want to basically go ahead and look and make sure that we're getting a direction for what we like. So, first things first, we are going to go into our desktop actually. We're going to create a folder called game design. Oops. I don't know what just happened. All right, we're going to try this one more time. I didn't know those features were available. We're going to call this game design. And inside of here, we're going to create a new folder and we're going to call this 2D. Important classification. We might work on some 3D stuff eventually. Um, that is my daughter in the background screaming. We're going to call this one Epoch Awakening. That's going to be the game that we're creating. And we're going to go to new folder, liked. Um, we're going to go with favorite. And if you're curious why I'm doing like this camel casing, this capital letter in front of every word, it's similar to camel casing, and it's something that we do in programming as well. When you're naming variables, it's wise to use camel casing. Um, yeah, and that's just an industry standard. So we have this new folder now, 2D favorite pixel art styles, and we're going to go find some art styles that we absolutely love. We love the vibe of, and something that we can do, gain inspiration from. I actually, uh, I actually like this. I feel like this is readable. You know what's going on. It's detailed, but not over detailed. The details in the right spaces, right? Um, yeah, just kind of makes sense. So we're going to save this image. We're going to save it as uh, FLYNRD, whatever. And we're going to go into our epoch, our game design, 2D Epoch Awakening favorite pixel art styles. This will remember it so that we can go find it later. But I do love that art style. Um, wow, I'm actually a big fan of these characters. I like these characters a lot. Wow, this is some super solid pixel art here. I don't know why I want to do that. We'll just save it as two. Doesn't really matter what the game is. Big fan of this as well. I've seen this before, so we're gonna go ahead and save this one. Three. We could actually just, it doesn't even matter what we name them. We can just let the computer name them and that'll be fine. But I have seen this one before. It's simplistic. It's six, or I believe it's 32 by 32. I'm not really sure, but it's beautiful art. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. It looks amazing. Not really what we're going for in our game, but I like it, and maybe we will have a change of scenery soon. But as you can see, there's not like a ton of detailing, but there's detail where it needs to be. Everything looks really sharp, clean. It's kind of modeled after real life. I like it a lot. Now we're going to go into check out some more. This I'm not a huge fan of. I don't know if these are just a bunch of, yeah, this is a tile set. So they're just showing you like all the things in here. It's a little cluttered, kind of hard to tell, but I'm not a real big fan of the water. I like the grass. I don't like the contrast, but it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. But for the style of the game that I'm thinking of making, I don't think this is the right approach. I want a clean look. Clean. It's pretty good. Nothing that I would really take from this necessarily. It's advanced pixel art right there. Another thing we want to look at is some popular games that I know of. One of the most popular games that everyone talks about is, let me go ahead and find this real quick. Stardew Valley. Very clean. Very, very clean. We like this style. Super detailed. I mean, this is just an incredible job right here. We're just going to let the computer name it. No big deal. That's what the computer is for, right? We let the computer work for us. But I really, really like the Stardew Valley graphics. I like them a lot. They're detailed, but they're detailed in the right way. The contrast is there. Everything's just beautiful. To think that this was developed by a solo developer is absolutely insane. Um, So we're going to try to do something similar. We're going to build this game all by ourselves. We're stubborn. We don't like to work with people. So we're going to go ahead and do all the art, do all the music, do all the programming. And of course, we're going to use all the available resources out there on the internet right now. Also, by the way, if you want to, this is kind of where I've started. I created a little bush here. I made it tile so that when you go into here, you can make it however size you want. I was working on a tree. I made a circular bush and a square bush. I also made a little flower, which I think looks pretty good. Up close, but far away, not so good. Um, I decided to go with 16 by 16 pixel size, and mainly because that's good intermediate, at least what I've read online, that's a really good intermediate step. I'm trying to understand color theory, and um, I have learned like the basics. I've also learned how to um, hue shift when going down in colors. Um, and I personally think the game looks good super zoomed in. This is at 400%, which means the pixel sizes are actually like this 16 by 16 block is 400% bigger, 4 times bigger, which basically means that the pixel size is 64 by 64. That's the resolution. I think it looks good at this resolution. We got some good detail in here. When I think about the gameplay, this seems like a good starting point. I think if you're back here, you can still kind of make out the flower. You can still make out, obviously, the dirt from the bushes. This tree, the colors I was going for this tree would kind of be like an out of bounds area tree, just that really darker color. I do want some different colored trees, but I want the contrast to be low with the trees for the most part, for like the trees you're going to encounter in the game. Um, I've tried a number of different things. I think I'm going to actually, so basically, what I've done here is not going to work out great. It would be smarter for me to actually add the grass that's coming up in front of it instead of how I've done it currently, with just adding some green here because I knew there was going to be grass overlapping it. Um, But yeah, we're gonna jump in. We're gonna just mess with some stuff. This was like a house I was working on, messing around with, dealing with colors, so on and so forth. This is really just like a trial period, and I hope it goes well. And I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys can learn from it. But we're gonna go ahead and jump right in and start building stuff. One thing to keep in mind right before we start is that this stuff takes an incredibly long amount of time. You would think that doing a pixel art game, you're going to save a ton of time because, oh, you know what? That I didn't even think about? Am I even on camera right now? Who knows? Oh, wait. I think I know I'm on camera. Let's just go ahead and make sure real quick. We're going to go ahead, jump into YouTube and make looking at the camera. I'm new to OBS, so I just want to make sure this is working properly. We'll go to my channel, we'll go to the live, looking at the camera. I'm new to OBS, so I just want to make sure this is working properly. We'll go to my channel, we'll go to the live, looking at the camera. Good enough. Basically, it's on my face. It's not directly centered. I don't have any like fancy overlay or anything like that, but I will have that stuff soon. We might even do that in our channel now. That sounds like a lot of fun and make it like pixel art themed, kind of. I think that would be pretty neat. We also need a logo. Um, Kind of makes sense to do the logo in pixel art style. Um, if we're going to be doing a lot of pixel art stuff. My main issue is like I don't, you know, I could stream golf class or I can stream Dota 2 or I can stream just about a million things going fishing. I'm really trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. I want to spend basically no time gaming, so I'm trying to just work directly on pixel art. Okay, so you guys can skip past all this, by the way, if this is annoying, but we are going to get to work here soon. So let's think about what we're going to have in our game. This is going to be an RPG. We need assets, which are like these little. Let me just go ahead and go into map. And I'm brand new with this stuff. When I say brand new, like I just started using all this software. I don't program in C sharp. I've never used Unity before, and I've used Tile. but never to do anything crazy. I actually was in the process of building a game engine using React and programming the game right inside of a canvas element and utilizing React for its state management and some of the neat features of just being able to build a game right in the browser. But upon trying to do it, I decided that that's very advanced. And the first thing I need to do is just get a game out there done with an engine, see what kind of features are available in the engine so that when I replicate it in React in the future, it will be a stream or a seamless transition, and I'll know what little features to add just by seeing something that's already successful. I don't care how good you are. Unity was developed by a lot of people. It's been developed on and enhanced, and you're not going to build anything close to as good as Unity as a game engine by yourself, and unless you're some super genius and you have all the time in the world. Nonetheless, let's get back to this. Really don't understand art styles, so I'm just kind of going with it. I want a similar feel, but I really don't know how to get that. Um, I don't know what kind of style trees we're gonna have. I don't know what these bushes represent. Um, all I know is we need stuff in our game, so we're kind of just messing around and creating different things. I actually do kind of like how this turned out as far as like a tall grass type thing. Um, so we might actually go in and start editing that a little bit and making it look nicer. Right now it's like pretty dead, right? Um, and the way we can do that is we can go ahead and take this color right here and we can go ahead and shift this color down. And when you're shifting colors down, I don't know if you guys know this, but you want to go into HSV here, and we are going to go brighter. So we're going to go brighter quite a bit, and we're going to shift towards the left. Okay. And then we're going to put our pixels in there like so. And this is kind of like simulating the lighting that's going to be hitting this. And you just mess around with it. You'll kind of get the hang of it eventually, but I'm not even that great at it, but we're giving it our best shot. And we're going to go ahead and save that. We're going to go look and see what it did there. Kind of nice. The only thing is, like, when you look at a game, like, let's just say, we'll go open this up again. Let's go into here and let's just go look at Pokemon. Like, we'll just go like Fire Red. Um, all right, showing like fight scenes and stuff. Okay, when you see this, it just looks like it makes sense, right? It's meant to be there. This is going from dark to light. I don't know why, but it just kind of works, right? The center of the, I would imagine this is the center of this tall grass is like down here, which kind of makes sense for a top-down game, but kind of doesn't. Let me try to think here. We gotta like use our head. Um, Top-down angle. Does that actually make more sense than what I'm doing? Like, if I were to flip this, would it make more sense? And going from dark to light, because that's the darkest point. They're going up and out, so the lightest points will be at the top. But also the contrast is just high enough for it to be noticeably different. You see these little like things here, we're going to add some of those too, just not everywhere. But you see the look, it's beautiful. It's like a blue and then a green for blue grass, but green tall grass. And it gives that little bit of stark contrast between the two, which is super nice. It's like the vegetation gets green and this is a bluish tint of a green. That's very interesting. I also see like this doesn't make sense to me, right? I don't understand what this little squiggly line is here. Very odd, but nonetheless, the game looks great. It plays great, it's fun, and that's the most important part. These flowers have very basic shapes and they take up almost a full sprite. Now, if we go look in my game, this does not take up a full sprite and it's quite small. Like I said, I feel like it should be played at like maybe this. We're going to view this again. And this is the kind of tedious work that you get into when you start doing stuff like this. Review a clear view, and this is like the scene, what the user be able to see. Imagine there's like a house here. Actually, you don't have to imagine that hard. We can just put a house there. This is not a great house. I just started messing around with it. I don't know if that's going to be the style. You see, there's two different sides, and some stuff looks good, some stuff doesn't. I'm still learning. Anybody who's like a professional pixel artist, if you want to jump in and help out, that would be great. I also don't know. One thing I wanted to look up was, do these videos post to anything like these live streams? Do they end up posting? I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. Really want to pause this. Um, oh, okay, this is me here. This is me here. Okay, reviewing this, but I wanted to actually look and see. Yeah, so I'm not having videos post. I almost think I need to record and all right. So we learned something new. Let's close out of here, close out of here. And yeah, we're looking at Pokemon. So this game is going to be called Epoch Awakening. Basically, I'm combining a few things. Basically, we're in present day, we're the 1900s, somewhere in that area, and the global warming has taken effect and it is melting the ice caps, which holds an ancient secret. These creatures existed a long time ago and they died out in this ice age that happens, but not as a result of global warming back then. It's actually as a result of these creatures being used for harm. And I think that concept's pretty neat. So we're going to go with that, and it's going to be a monster catching type game. There's going to be fishing. There's going to be a lot of features of Pokemon, but in a different twist, making it our own and doing the best that we can to take such a broad idea like catching a monster and turning it into something that we want the most. Are we going to be able to compete with Pokemon? No, I don't think so. I have doubts. I definitely have doubts. The design of these things are just incredible. Yeah. The math mechanics behind it, absolutely incredible, but we're gonna do our best. So when seeing this, it has some contrast. What do we lack here? We lack contrast. What can we do to fix our contrast? this green vegetation looks nice, but maybe we can change our grass to fit a different color spectrum. And we can do this by maybe shifting over towards the blue like this and going into our tile and viewing it. Now the contrast is a little bit better between the grass and between the elements, the vegetation. The contrast is a little bit better. Things stand out just a little bit better than they did previously. Now, I also don't like how light this is. So we're going to go ahead and grab one of our darker colors and just see if we can't. That looks pretty awful. Oops. We actually do want to put this down here. Voila. Yay! Got the house there. All right, but yeah, this looks awful. So let's go ahead and just bring this our viewer out here, and we want to view this at kind of like the resolution that we want the game to be played in. Right now, it's at this resolution, which is 600 times. We're not going to do that. Um, but we're going to hit our eraser tool, E for eraser, and we're just going to kind of clean this up a little bit, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, that looks a little bit more natural. Definitely like it. Looks cool. It's not supposed to really. I still think we don't need to go that dark. I think there's like a middleman here. Um, that has contrast. Looks a little bit better. It's not as dark. We want to kind of limit our use of that dark for shadows. Um, by the way, what I'm drinking is iced coffee. I don't know the brand, but if you're interested, I'll figure it out. Um, all right, so let's start creating. Actually, let's go look at this now. Stands out a little bit better, right? But the one thing is that I don't really like, yeah, this is the wrong angle. It's the wrong angle. So what we're going to do here is we're going to select this and we're just going to go ahead and get rid of it. It's wrong. So the truth is we're actually going to be seeing the beginning of this thing, this blade of grass, is actually going to be going a little bit more out this way. We're actually going to use a method called we're going to use a method called all right, so basically what we have to do here is change our ground layer to this, okay? And we're going to then ground assets is something that's just going to be on top of the ground, right? This does not look good, obviously. So we're going to, oops, Control Z is your best friend. We're going to kind of like form out what this is going to look like. And I want it to be relatively the same. And if we go in and look at like how Pokemon does it, right? They have these three small ones, then they have a bunch of these. little ones kind of poking out. It's an interesting concept. Let's see how somebody else does tall grass. Actually, this part's kind of tricky to get right. So we're just going to go and create our water tiles. So how we're going to do this is we are going to, oh, I have a good idea. I have a good idea. We're going to do water. All right. And how we're going to do that is we're going to go into our Sprite. We are going to file new, and we are going to make this, let's see, this would be 16. We need 3 of 16, which is 48 by 48. All right, now we have this beautiful thing here. And basically what we're going to do here is we're going to find a watercolor that we like. We want our saturation to be a little bit more than the grass stuff, which I believe is somewhere around here, just a little bit more. We're going to go for like this color water, maybe a little lighter, and we're just gonna see how this works. What is this, U? Yep, it is U. So we're just gonna go like this, and we're gonna see how we like this color water. So actually, we're gonna take this, and this is a good practice to get a hold of. You just want to copy this, bring it into your file set, like so. And then we're just going to place this down somewhere. Doesn't really matter. Save it. Go into our tiled, and we're just going to kind of see how this looks. I'm not going to lie, I'm actually pretty happy with the color. I think that's a good, like, lake type color. Just kind of got lucky there. We might mess with it a little bit later, but we're going to go ahead and do some water. So, how we're going to do this is I'm going to, let's see. First, we're just going to take this water and we're actually going to file new. We're going to do 16 by 16 and we're going to paste this in here. And I'll show you guys why we're going to do this here in a second. We're going to go to view. We're going to go to tiled mode, tiled in both axes. We're going to go to view, grid settings, 16 by 16. Perfect. Now you can see this center is actually the only place we're drawing in, but we'll make sure that it tiles properly, like tiled floors. All right. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to take a, we're going to create a color palette. So this is the tedious part. We need to go up in value, shift towards yellow, and make sure that we can see the difference. We can see the difference. It actually might be perfect. All right, and here's our water. Actually looks pretty good already. And we did make one huge mistake. So what we're going to do is go into view. We want to view our layers. I don't know how this ended up going away. Layer, new layer. Okay, now we have our layers back. All right, and actually what we're going to do is we're going to go, I got a plan. We're going to color select this, and then we're going to click our selection tool. We're going to go like this. We need to go into layer one and select all this area right here because we messed up. All right. Actually, we can just go select inverse. Okay, we're going to copy that. We're going to move it. Oops, don't know what that is. We're going to move it over to layer two. And then, crap. In layer one here, and select all these, edit, and we're going to, or select inverse. We're going to go ahead and delete it. And let's just go ahead and draw over this. Okay, this is a big one, so we're going to just draw over all this like this. Okay, now if we remove that, now we have separate layers. So this is going to be our water base. This is going to be our wave, or yeah, we'll call it waves. And then we're going to have one more uh, layer, new layer, and we're going to call this one um, one second, I'm going to go get my daughter. How you doing? Oh, yeah, yeah. What, are you taking my hat off? Whoa. All right, we're gonna try to do this, hopefully without my daughter freaking out. All right, so basically in the glisten, we're going to take this color right here, and we are going to go even brighter, believe it or not. So we're gonna go to HSV. We're going to scale this up a lot, and shift, and and we're just gonna kind of add these little sparkles in places. And we're actually going to clean up some things too. I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. And these are going to be just this glistening kind of ray that comes from the sun onto the water. And I think that looks pretty good. Don't want like a lot of random dark spots. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. So now let's go back into the waves and we're going to do some editing. We're going to click our eraser and we're going to clean up any like double lines that are unnecessary. I saw one in here somewhere. Oh, this is an unnecessary line. Um, We want it to be pretty thin. So see if we see any other random unnecessary lines that just don't need to be here. And honestly, I think that was the only one that was preventing these lines from being thin. All right. It looks pretty good, right? That wavy ocean, right? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to experiment a little bit. Okay. This is what our water looks like. So we're just going to go ahead for now. I'm trying to figure out how to export all of these as one file. Like, how do I select all of these? Like, if I do this and I do this, it only selects like one layer. But if I select them all and then copy it, all the layers, and we go into here, do we get all of them? Oh, okay, we get all. We just need to be able to remove them. What? That's what I mean. It's just weird, you know? It's just super weird stuff. Nonetheless, like I feel like I have to merge down all these just to export it and then import it into another. Doesn't make any sense. Whatever. We're gonna go ahead and just do this. So this looks nice. And if we view without the grid, just set it to 0, 0. Okay. No grid. This is kind of what it'll look like. All right, let's go ahead and animate this now while we're starting. I don't understand this. Oh, I have a giant grid on here. View grid. Oh, we just clicked no show grid. Okay. Now this looks a little bit more seamless. All right, and how we're going to now animate this. All right, so we're going to take these waves and we're gonna take this and the water strikes me. We're gonna move it down 1 pixel, and then the glisten, we're gonna move it down 1 pixel like that, and then we're just gonna clean this up. We're gonna clean this up in the waves, and you'll see why here in a second. Boom, 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 boom. Cleaned it up nicely. And in the glisten, we're actually going to grab our eraser, scale it up, remove all the glistens, right? Now we want to go back to this frame. And we're going to add the glistens now. All right, we're going to add new glistens basically. So we're going to go ahead, add some new glistens in here, and we're going to kind of see how that animation looks. All right, I think we got it pretty well. And now when we view it, you see how it's kind of jumping back up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. All right. So we're going to go ahead, frame, new frame. Now we're in the third frame. What are we going to do? We're going to take the glistens, we're going to erase it all. We can't even see a difference. I don't understand that. I don't know what's going on. With this, you clearly see a difference in the waves, right? And then when we go here, new frame, there we go. So we're going to erase the glistens here. Okay, and we're going to go down to this. We're going to click our M for select. We're going to move it down one more time. And then and that's actually all we have to do. And then we're just going to create like two glistens. So we have the color. Take this. And just clean up any areas that it's not. Now we're going to grab this color again and just add it here. Clean up how this looks, make sure that we have a good amount of glistens again still. Kind of moving, huh? The only thing I would say is maybe, I don't think we need to go too crazy. Right. And one thing we want to view it is we're going to play it back at like half speed. And we might even add an additional frame here, new frame. And I think the next frame will be, but we can just go ahead and delete this frame, right? We're going to new frame. Move it to the back like this. And now we're going to see it to transition a little better. Yes. The glistens change and we're going to back out. Now I think we can still make this better. But how can we make it better? I think we make it better by doing this. We're going to grab this color. We're going to shift towards blue. We're going to go darker. Okay. And then we're going to see what this. we're actually gonna go, we're gonna create a new layer and call this dark spots. And we're gonna start at the first frame and we're just gonna kind of play around with this a little bit. Right. And we're gonna see if we can't like motion this water in a way that it kind of makes sense. Eliana, stop screaming, please. And what I mean by that is that we're going to try to shift this around a little bit. So this is going to be like basically going in the middle. Okay, and now you can kind of see that this had went from here to here, and then we're going to go over to the right now. And this is just experimental. This might look awful. This might be a dumb idea. I don't really know. But we're going to give it the effect of it like sloshing around from side to side. And it might make more sense to just do something a little bit different in the sense that like maybe it stays on the same size, but it changes shape. This is where it's helpful to like look at real water, I feel like. Um, and then honestly for this one, we can just kind of and we'll just kind of whoa chat. Whoa chat. I actually kind of like that. Now, so now I'm kind of thinking, kind of looks nice. Man, Eliana, can we not stream like that? Thank you, baby girl. All right, so this looks good. Man, this looks so. I almost feel like waves are kind of rocking and going multiple waves. You know what? We're going to we're going to take these and I don't remember how to do this. Convert to tile map, and this one will be called water main. And huh, that wasn't how you do it. Convert to I don't know. What is this? This is the tile map. Let's just even slow this down a little bit more. The water's changing over time, and I kind of like that. It kind of gives it that upright direction, right? Even though we only moved the waves up, we moved them right, and it kind of gives it a different kind of movement. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is the best way to go about it. We're just trying to simply, like, if I merge down all of these, let's just try this. Save as, well, we need to convert these. I know we need to convert these, but I don't know how. I'm pretty sure it's convert to tile map. It's not working now. It's weird. Ah, I really want this to work. Let's figure it out. Maybe it's not tile map. Maybe it's something else that we're missing here. Oh, now it has a sprite sheet. So now we can take, wait a minute. Oh, you know what? All we need to do is view the grid and set it to 16 and 16. Wow. All right, now we'll go into here, into tiled. I'm gonna show you guys something really cool. We're gonna copy and paste this and then go into here and oops, and you're gonna copy and paste this and go into here. One, two, and then we're gonna copy and paste this. And then we're gonna copy and paste this. I haven't figured out how to like import this file into like my tile set, which, oh, I'm an idiot. I actually did not need to do that. That was stupid. Okay, now we're going to actually go into our tile sets. We're going to click on this water, click this, We're going to add these 4 frames. Simple. And we're going to go to, I don't know, let's just try it at like 300. Okay, now when we go back to our map, now I think when we place this, yep, okay, perfect. You see it's animating. We're just going to create this in a box like so. Click the eraser tools, click the eraser tool. And now we're going to zoom in a little bit to like our playable. I like this. It's a little choppy. It kind of looks like legit waves. All right, so let's go work on the next thing. The next thing would be when you're viewing this, we need a tile that drops off into the water. We also need our border tiles for this. And I'll show you guys how we're going to create that. That is going to be created by doing this again, except doing it. What's tile mode? No, it's not. All right, so we're going to file new, and we're going to do um, 16 by 16 like we did last time. And we're going to go ahead and okay, what we're actually going to do is we want to create our rock layer. So we're going to go into here. We're going to grab our first frame. You see it starts off like this, middle, left, middle. All right, so everything is correct. We're going to take this. Yep, okay. And then we're going to go to view, tiled mode in both axes. Perfect. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to find a brown that works as like a this is going to work as like a clip. All right, how far down do we want our cliff to go? I think we want it to go down pretty deep, like maybe like here. Okay. And we're not going to make this clip perfect. I'll show you what we're going to do here in a second. Just kind of get the basic shape of it. All right. Now, I think this is going to be our darkest color. So what we're going to do now is grab a little bit lighter color. Sorry. We're going to kind of match how this is set up. See how we did that? Just kind of match how it's set up. Go in here. Actually, we can just go ahead and color this. All right, and then we're going to grab these colors right here, and we're going to kind of create these little sections like this. And then we're also going to create our grass. So we need to go into here, our tile set, find our grass color, which is this. And we're actually going to go up from this grass color. So, or we're going to go down from this grass color, sorry. So we're going to change our vibrant to up, and we're going to shift towards yellow a little bit. All right, so we're not going to actually color on this. We're going to color on this one. Kind of like this, right? Simple. Now we're going to go here. Oops, sorry. We're going to select this color right here, and we're going to we're going to go darker. So we're going to go into HSV. We're going to go significantly darker, shift towards blue more, and then we're going to, um, this is going to be our, and then we're going to take this color and we're going to go even brighter. So we're going to go to HSV again, Q shift, go even brighter. And we're going to just kind of give this thing some, all right, and we're also going to take this color right here, and in some places we're going to add just some stuff like that. There we go. And now you can see starting to look like a cliff, right? Good, that's what we're going for. Now, and you see it tiles across nicely. Um, and we actually are missing one more. So this is going to come up like this, right? And we're going to have this like a little bit of a shadow from like where this grass meets, like so. All right, and this can actually, all right, we kind of have like this wall motion, right? Like a crack in the rock. Looks good. Now we're going to take this. It's kind of like dirt, right? We kind of messed up. I'll explain why here in a second. Okay, I think this is fine. So, and what we're going to do here is we're going to now just go ahead and shift this down a lot and just go ahead and erase this water. And you'll see why here in a second. Okay, we're going to erase the water, and this is going to be cliff. And we're going to then add a new layer. And we're going to go into here. We're going to call this one water. Water will go on top of cliff. Sorry, water goes on top of cliff. And now we're going to simply take this, um, get back into here, grab this, bring it into our sprite, goes on top like so. Now, the reason we're going to do this is we're actually going to change the opacity of this down to like this so we can see some stuff, right? So basically we want the water to come up. This starts to go down from here. So yes. So we want to erase here, here, and we're going to follow the movements, right? Okay, you see that? Beautiful. Now we erased it, but what we're actually going to do is take this color And we're actually going to shift it down even more. We're going to try to go towards like white. We're going to lower the saturation a lot, shift it, put it up, and we're going to go pretty much towards white, right? Yeah, so it's close to white, right? And what we're going to do is we're actually going to color this in here, like so. And you'll see why. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to take this water and bring up the opacity back to 100. And now we know, oops, we're actually going to bring it down some. Okay, to here because we need to block this out so that we know where the top is. For some reason, the selection tool acts weird when you do that. So now we can bring this back up to 100%. And now we know where that water edge is. Oops, erase actually. We're actually looking for the erase tool. Right, we're going to erase this like so. And this actually might be easier to do in a different way. I don't really know. Um, you see how the water's kind of coming up? Okay. Now we're going to take the eraser tool again and we're going to go like this. We're going to change the shape to a square. And first, we're going to erase some of this, but we need to figure out how much. So let's just go down to let's go down to like 50%. Oh, no, no, no. This is going to be the actual, like, you're going to be able to see through this. 20. So we want our eraser actually really high. So let's just say like 80%, right? And this is going to create like, okay, now this 80% was probably too much. So let's go down to like 60%. Because you want to still be able to see the blue, right? That blue, the, oops. We're going to gently go across here like so. And then we're going to color in these right here. So this is where like water's kind of transparent. Now we're going to drop this down again. So we're going to select like this much right here. I think that much seems reasonable. And we're going to grab our eraser tool again. And since this was here, we want to do that even less. So let's just go to like 40%. Okay. And then just erase here. Great. And this is kind of messing with us. So let's view the tiled mode in just x-axis. There we go. All right. Now, here's the hard part. We're going to actually, okay, I got a plan. We're going to new frame. And inside this new frame, we're going to do something. We're going to, I We want to take we want to take the selection tool. Yeah, okay. We want to take the selection tool and basically just move down like that. And then frame, new frame. We're gonna do the same thing again. And then in frame, new frame. Well, actually, we can just delete this frame. See how it's kind of jumping up. And this second frame is the one we're going to new frame and then move to this last one. And you see how it kind of goes up and down the water like that? It's exactly what we were looking for. All right. Now the only thing is we kind of messed up. And what I mean by that is this is not that important, right? That's not that important, but we need to change the colors. So the shimmers. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go out here, we're going to grab this, and we're going to cover up all the shimmers. So I also need to move this one. All right, so we're going to just take all this basically. All right, shifting it over to the right. Remove the shimmers. Gonna re-add the shimmers. And we're going to add them to random places. And we're going to delete this frame again. And we're just going to new frame it and move it over to the side. And now we're going to All right. Now we're going to stop this. We're going to go to edit. We're going to go to File, Export as Sprite Sheet, and open Sprite Sheet when we're done, like this. And we're just going to go ahead and select it, Control C, go into the tile set, and Control V it, and just add it along the section like so. Save it. And then now we have this. So we're just going to go into our tile set. We're going to click here. We're going to go like this. We're going to go like this. Oops. All right. And this is all at 300. We're going to close out of it. And then we're going to go ahead and grab this one right here. And voila, like that. We have animated water, my friends. We have animated the water. Now we have to simply just make a piece like this that turns. So how we're going to do that is by going into tiles, going into aspirate, I mean, and what we're going to do here is we're just going to go back into here and we're just going to edit this. Actually, how do we want to do it, right? So this is a border tile, which is good. You shouldn't be able to walk on it, right? And now we just simply want this corner to bend and turn, but in every animation. I'm trying to think, what's the proper way to do this? What is the proper way to do this? It is 10:30. I think we're gonna go with the, well, let's just make this one first. This one's easy. Um, we basically can take this. Wait, I think I have it. Because all we're going to see is this. So all we simply have to do is grab the eraser tool, oops, grab it to 100%, and we're not going to see any of this dirt. Technically, we only need this. Edit, we're going to flip this one vertical. We're going to put it along the edge like this. And we're going to save it. We're just going to see what this does. Okay, tile's bugging out. This is super annoying, by the way. Like, any sense. And now we go back, open tiles again, and it's gonna miraculously work now. Ground essays. Why? Now it's just suddenly drawn. I don't understand that at all. So you get the point. This is how water is moving up and down this now. Super weird that I had to do that, but whatever, it happens. Now you can kind of see this is kind of like a layer, right? And we can do the same for the sides. Um, and actually, all we technically have to do is just take this and then we'll just edit this. We'll we'll rotate 90 degrees clockwise and we'll put it along here. And then we'll grab this and we'll go edit and we'll trip this 90 degrees counterclockwise and we'll go like this. And this should basically be all that we have to do here. Yeah. No, it's not. It's almost all that we have to do. We have to this and then go like this. Boom. Now this is pretty basic. It looks kind of dumb because it's just this little square. But as you can see, we can make squares now of water and animate it. So we're just looking at our scene, map, or view, and clear view. And now you can see we can kind of get a look for how our game looks so far. I'm actually pretty pleased with the water. As you can see, animating stuff takes a long time, but I think it's worth it. Looks good. I think. I think it looks good. All right, we're gonna create a fence next. My daughter is ready for bed, so I'm gonna go put her to bed, grab her a bottle. Um, feel free to check it out in a little bit. Are you not ready? All right, I am back. So, guys, the next, am I still? All right. So basically, let me just check something real quick. Let's get back out of there. So, the good thing about doing pixel art first is you get to see your game come to life almost immediately. Um, and that just, it feels amazing. I don't think this looks like the best pixel art in the world, but it works. But as you can see, that took a long time for me to do. I mean, realistically, it took quite a while. Um, and we're going to change this house. This was just a concept. I do like the door a lot, I think. The door probably could use some work, but I like the door. I like the frame. I like these little windows. Do I like the texture on the this building here? No, not particularly. Um, like I almost think this red looks even better with no detail at all. But you know what? Whatever. I am pleased with the different color change, just messing with the hue a little bit. Um, kind of really makes stuff pop a little bit better. Okay, yeah, let's do a fence. I think a fence would be fun to do, and I think we can maybe make it look cool. As you can see, I have a color palette here. I'm just going to sort this by hue. There we go. Now it's kind of in order. Kind of. Not really. It's not really that great, but it's a color palette nonetheless. So now that we have water animated and we also have this, um, maybe we make like a little island. I don't know. Now we'll skip on that for right now. We want to make a fence, right? We want to make some sort of barrier that stops the player from going places. So let's go ahead and make a fence. File, new, and for a fence, what I like to do is just go 48 by 48. And this will be 3 tiles wide, 3 tiles long, and I'll show you why that's important. Grid settings, 16 by 16, and we're in. And again, the reason why this is important, and you need more than this, but I'll just kind of show you what we're doing here for now. A fence is a pretty simple concept because it's literally just a fence, right? To get these layers to match up appropriately, you just have to match it around this circle here, right? We're creating each individual tile for each thing. So we're going to go ahead and try to do that right now. First things first, we're going to grab this tool and we're just going to we're going to get a basic. So a basis. Basically, the player is going to be like this tall, but like they're going to be the size of this, but we want them to walk up to it. So if we have a player, for instance, let's just make a little player guy, just a silhouette of a player, right? We get the idea, right? Um, and the border for the player is actually only going to be right here. This is going to be what the game looks at as far as like, are you running into something? Okay. Reason for this is we want the player to be able to walk up to something and then not get there. Make sense? But for right now, let's not even worry about that. Let's just delete this and let's just get into making a fence, right? We're going to make a fence. Oops. And we're actually going to grab the line tool and we're going to make 2 pixels. And yeah, we're going to draw some lines here. Um, we're going to put this all the way. Oops, sorry. Let's back out a little bit and go all the way down. And this is actually where you're going to see most of the detail for the fence. So I think this is what we're going to do. I think we're going to go like this far in, go all the way to like here. And I'll show you guys the process of why I'm doing this here in a sec. If I even have a good understanding of it, which God knows I might just not. We basically are going to see the fence like this. And that means there's going to be another line right here. Yeah. Okay. And this is just a really basic example of a fence, but right. And then we're going to basically, we can just take this, I think. All right. Yeah, okay. And we're just going to take this entire thing now and we'll drop it into our tile set. And then that way I can kind of show you guys what I was thinking when I first made this. All right, now let's go into view. Let's go click out of the clear view so we can actually get our fence here. And this is kind of the idea that, okay, we're going to put the fence right here. We're going to put it around this. See? It's a fence. It's a basic fence, but it's a fence nonetheless. Um, and it's kind of a weird view because you're not seeing any of anything else. All right. Maybe we can spice this up by doing the line tool again. And then maxing it up and doing like little posts like this. Where would this one stand up? I think it's like this. Yeah, it kind of looks like posts, right? Kind of looks like a post. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we want to take our tool here and just change the wood a little bit, right? Um, the difference between them, right? I'm actually going to go with our line tool and Can't see a huge difference there, huh? So let's go with contrast and let's just go ahead and make these all different color like that. We need a darker contrast for sure. We're just kind of getting like the basic shape of the fence, right? There's just like these wood planks going across here. We're viewing it from a top-down view. So we're going to basically use lighting to help this, right? We did forget some things, so all right. This kind of looks awful. It definitely needs some work. What we can do to help this is figure out where this is actually going to be. Right, and it's going to be slightly tilted. So, with that being said, we need this. We need it to be a lighter color than that. So now we're starting to get that top-down style that we want. Um, So we have this wooden fence that we're building. Okay, so here's another concept here. We're actually going to see a different color, and this is going to cast a shadow onto this post here. So we want to take a shadow color. So if we take this and we go one up from here, yeah, doesn't really do anything. And I think the problem we're having here, I really wish I knew, right? Okay, so we're gonna also see some of this. Just learning, you know? I definitely like them down a little bit, and it separates the colors a little bit better, better contrast. Plus, I feel like that kind of makes sense. Now the contrast is a little bit better between the posts and the actual fence itself. I think everything looks pretty good here. All right, now to mess with the wood. How we're going to do that is we're going to grab, we need a new color. Give it a wood texture. All right, so this is tough. Now that we have this, I mean, I don't know, like, Fence nonetheless, right? It is a fence nonetheless. Says there's one person watching. I no idea that's real. Okay, now I figured out how to chat. Nice. Okay, now I can see everything, finally. Three monitors would actually be useful here. We got some stuff done. I think I might call it a night. This is tough. I hope this isn't boring. I hope you're at least learning something. I'm brand new to this. I've never done this before, like 2 weeks ago. I mean, I'm literally just learning pixel art. Um, and we are going to get into some game design stuff. I still don't know how these videos are going to post. I think I need to change some settings so that they auto post so you guys can go back and watch these. Um, but ultimately, we're just trying to get something done. And even if you do a little bit each day, like I did all these tiles today. Imagine if you do that for 30 days. I mean, you're going to get faster, you're going to get more proficient, you're going to get better with your design concepts the more and more you do it. Just like anything else, if you do it a lot, you're going to get good at it. So let me talk to the camera. Sorry, I'm new here. I also want to try. Oh, no, never mind. I don't have anything set up nicely yet. But basically, you're going to get better at anything that you do over and over again. Um, and if you just put the time in, eventually, even though it's going to take you a while to start, you're going to get faster at it and you're going to get things done. Every single thing you do is beneficial. It's a learning experience. Even if you have to draw something and delete it, I mean, I could show you guys some other stuff that I did tile set wise. I'll do it another time. Um, and this is all recent. I hadn't done this in a long time. Um, so there's that. The other thing is you're actually going to see a shadow. See, I'm just like catching things right now, but like you will see some shadow, right? Y- Yeah, you'll see a small shadow on the water here. So let's go ahead and add that real quick. Like where you guys are gonna have where you're gonna have this, you're also gonna have a shadow on the water. So we're just gonna go black. Oops. Go black. Go to like I don't know, like somewhere around here, opacity. And I forgot how that worked. All right, I obviously cannot do this without zooming in all the way. I mean, we're just trying to get some shadows on the water, right? I mean, And this was a little too dark, right? So now we're just going to grab the eraser tool and erase it at like 20% or something like that. It's going to be pretty dark because you're closer, like the object is not very high. The difference in the difference in height's not crazy, but you will have this like darker shadow casting over the water, right? And the shadow stays, and it kind of creates a little bit better atmosphere there. So what we can do is we can take this color right here, which is this opacity color, and just basically do the same thing for like one other side. So coming this way, so we'll just do it on this side. Kind of gives a little bit more depth to it. I think I like it. I think I like it. I think I like it. It's looking pretty decent. Um, all right, I actually want to do one more thing because I've been kind of messing with the concept for a while, and let's do a rock. Let's do a rock, and we're gonna do like we're gonna do like probably like a this color rock, right? We're just gonna then we're gonna go ahead and erase here. And um all right. All right, so we kind of have the shape of a rock here. Let's decide what the top color of our rock is going to be. All right, that's going to be our color of a rock. Um, Hmm. Let's see here. This is actually going to fade into a lighter color, so all right, I think I need to watch. Oh, I need to watch a tutorial on rocks again because that was pretty awful. Anyways, I'm pretty happy with at least how this turned out. We got some stuff done. We're working towards that progress. We're going to try to do this as much as possible. So, if you enjoy what you see right now and you want to work with me and give me some advice if you have talent in the pixel art, and just kind of lead me in a better direction. I can kind of already tell. I feel like my colors are just a little off. I don't know. I've got a lot of detail on the bush. Is the rest of the game going to match that level of detail? Should you ever go that much detail in 2D pixel art? I don't know. Um, all I know is that this turned out pretty good. I'm not mad about it. I am going to create a gate, which I think will be pretty fun. Um, Also, I feel as if this doesn't really make sense because these would kind of be darker. I don't know. Probably a shadow will help these. I don't really know. I think it looks decent though for now. Um, and we need to get to work on some tree designs. I don't hate this tree. I just need to figure out what I'm doing with the details. Um, some things I messed around with was like it'll be back out of here. And some things that I was messing around with was like taking this color right here and kind of messing with some shapes and then like taking this color and messing with some shapes down there too. Kind of like that, but I just don't know. If I do that to the whole tree, is it gonna look good? I don't really know. I somehow hit a hotkey for clear view. Don't know how I did that. But, if I took this and just kind of messed around with it, right, would it look good? I'm just kind of doing this real quickly to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. We're going to hue shift towards yellow and we're going to go way brighter. And he's kind of like something like that, you know? Like when you stop going up in colors, stuff like that nature. I think this could actually reach the top. I don't really know. The other thing I was messing around with was like this getting the outline oops, for this, right? And then this being the outline for this. I just don't know. I don't really know. Just kind of has an all around weird shape to it. I feel like getting the shapes right is so tough. But that was what I was working on. I was messing around with some concepts. Like from out here, it doesn't look bad, right? It kind of looks like a tree. But, anyone playing it like this view, it doesn't look that great. I think the tree trunk looks good. Um, Also, we could even, you know, we have, we used color somewhere. Oh, here it is. Actually, we can use like this brighter color. Then I feel like we also need this darker color. I don't know. I don't know. We're just keeping on making progress, trying to make it look unique too, but we're taking different styles from everywhere, so it's difficult. It's difficult, but we can do it. It's going to take a long time. It's okay. None of this art could potentially be in the game, right? I don't know. Eventually, you'll have to settle on some design that you're not crazy about, but you can't just, if you're hypercritical, you're going to keep on changing things. You're never going to get anything done. So, what I kind of recommend is like getting something good enough and then moving on to the next thing. And if you move on to the next thing, you're going to start to see progress. And then when you have a lot done, maybe you can take a day, go back, make a few edits, and then continue making progress. This tree's not great, but does it look like a tree? Is this recognizable as a tree? Yeah, it's very recognizable as a tree, you know? One thing we need to do is add like sprites to kind of like merge these together, kind of, right? That would be beneficial. Like we're gonna need like a forest of trees. So I actually don't know how we would do that, but I'm guessing it'd be something like um, taking this. right? And like taking half of this tree, which is harder than it seems because you don't really know where the halfway point is. Yeah, actually, you just don't. I think what would make more sense is just kind of like taking this whole tree, copying it, layer, new layer, feeding it on there, and just kind of doing something like this, maybe even. Oh, I actually don't even need a new layer. No, I don't. I can just kind of like move these apart and then it's kind of like put one on top of them like this. And I don't know if that's how it works. I mean, we'll see. Like, if I take, oh, well, I could just simply do this. Like, if I need like a bundle of trees, but I also needed to, oops, like if I wanted to do this, but also in like a forest kind of layout, I would kind of, I would then take this and then move it down. Right. Then you just have to figure out like what part of it do you take to keep on continuing it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works. We will figure it out though. But like I said, it's recognizable as a tree, and that's all we really need. Something recognizable, something that works, something that makes sense. That's all you need. All right, I'm gonna take it a break. I'm gonna stop streaming right now. Hopefully somebody finds this video and I start getting some people watching it. I need to get like a logo. I need to start making all types of stuff, thumbnails, things like that. So I'm gonna get in the process of doing that. But I'm just having fun streaming right now. If this works out, it works out. If not, I'm not wasting any time. I'm enjoying myself. So until